Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera to all. My name is Farhana Hanim binti Mohsin, and in this video, I would like to present a summary of my research proposal with the title of Relationship of Performance Approach Co-Orientations, Work Engagement and Meaningful Work on Proactive Behavior. Let me start with research background and also problem statement. The dependent variable of my research is the proactive behavior. So in research background and problem statement, I'm highlighting the issues building with proactive behavior, where I particularly discuss on the education institutions where the institutions really rely heavily on their academic staff to play their role proactively. And also I discuss on the issues where it is difficult for the organization to generate high level of proactive behavior among employees, and also these proactive behaviors are difficult to be developed among employees as well. And in the literature as well, the antecedents that promotes the proactive behaviors are limited, where not much is known on the general process and also the antecedent that predicts the proactive behavior. In addition to that, the theories explaining the relationship between antecedents and proactive behavior have also been rarely explored. So with these limitations, it becomes my motivations to further investigate the antecedent of proactive behavior and also the underlying mechanism that promotes the antecedent and proactive behavior relationship. So in this slide, this is my research questions. I have one main research question. What is the relationship of performance approach co-orientation on proactive behavior when mediated by work engagement under different level of meaningful work? So from these research questions, I developed 4 different research objectives. The first one is to examine the predictive effect of performance approach co-orientation on proactive behavior. The second one is on the mediating effect of work engagement on performance approach co-orientations and proactive behavior relationship. The third one is to examine the predictive effect of meaningful work on work engagement. And the last one is to examine the moderating effect of meaningful work on the performance approach co-orientation and work engagement relationship. And in my research proposal also, there are 3 importance of my research which can benefit 3 parties. I have the policymakers, the government, and also the Ministry of Education, and then research body, and also the economic, the academic, and also the employer, the human resource, and also the management of the university. Okay, so this is the theoretical definition for each of the construct of my research. I have 4 different constructs: proactive behavior, work engagement, performance approach co-orientation, and meaningful work. As you can see, these are the definitions which I adopted from the literature. And for my studies, I have 3 theories. 3 underlying theories to support my study. The first one is job demand resources, the JDR model, the goal setting theory of motivation, and also the other one I have the experience meaningfulness. So as you can see now, this is the conceptual framework of my study. There are 4 variables here in which that you can see the hypothesis as well as illustrated with the arrows presented. For research methodology, my subject would be the academic staff in a public research university. The total population is 9,964 academic. The unit of analysis of my study is the individual employees. I will be using quantitative survey and cross-sectional study. So for sampling technique, I will be using probability sampling. Specifically, I will be using systematic random sampling. The sample size is 373 respondents based on the selection of sample by Critchie and Morgan, 1970. And for the pre-test and pilot test, I will be getting expert review, and I will get the sample from the possible respondent to check on the validity and also reliability. For the data analysis, I will be using the structural equation modeling. Since I have 4 different constructs, so I will adapt 4 measurement to collect data for my study. So as you can see, these are the measurement that I will be using for my study. So that is all for the summary of my research proposal. Since the time is very limited, so that is all what I can present to you for now. Thank you so much for listening.